I know, Dark Souls is hard. The difficulty of the game can be so damn discouraging, and I understand that. But I'm here to help you. Everything's trying to kill you, the bosses are overpowered, you don't know where to go, you can't find the way. It's okay. It's okay to get frustrated, trust me. But it's not the game that is wrong. It's you. You need to approach it with the right mindset. You can't just play it like you would play other games. You are the chosen undead. It's part of your destiny to die a lot, and you will. But that's fine. Take your time. It's okay to be stuck. The level design is so complex, there's so much stuff to do. Trust me, it's such a great feeling to finally be able to beat that bully who's been torturing you for hours. Every time you die, see it as, I've learned something. Next time, I won't do this, I won't do that. Oh, whoops, I died again, another mistake. Doesn't matter, I can try again. So, for the very beginning, classes. Yeah, they don't matter too much. They do for the first 2 bosses, and after that. However, more important are your player stats. Vigor, endurance, strength, and dexterity. Those are the main points you want to invest your skill points in. If you are into melee builds. I personally am not a fan of pyromancy or magic, so you should probably watch another video then. Next important thing, equip load. Do you see that percentage over there? Yeah. Don't let that go over 70%, ever.
Equip load determines your rolls. The fast roll, the medium roll, and the fat roll. You're completely fine sticking with the mid roll throughout the entire game. The only difference between the fast and the mid roll is that the fast roll is a tiny little bit longer, but the difference between the mid and the fat roll is a lot of invincibility frames. This is a little different and way less generous for Dark Souls 1. There, you should keep everything under 25% because the mid-roll is actually very bad. So I advise you to stick with the fast roll there.
Weapons. I'm not gonna go into it too much. Choose whatever you like, whatever you think is fun. The only thing you have to look out for is the scaling. Usually the heavy weapons scale with strength and the fast weapons scale with dexterity. Just somewhere around early game, you should decide which kind of weapon you want to go for. Upgrade your weapon. There's tons of upgrade materials out there and you need to find them and pick them up. One of the most important things about Dark Souls is exploring the beautiful world. Trust me, they're not that hidden. Just explore and try to find as many as possible. I'm not gonna go too much into the whole scaling thing, weapon thing. There's probably a bunch of videos already on that, but should you want me to do a video on this, please let me know, I guess. Free content? Find Estus Shards and Undead Bone Shards. They are a little more hidden than the other ones, but if you just explore, you're gonna find them as well. It's worth it, really. Well then just get good! I suppose you could also go look into the shop and see if you can find any useful items such as weapon buffs, fire bombs, and so on. Okay, now for the actual helpful part of the video. Rule number 1, always pay attention to your surroundings. Don't be oblivious. You see, I'm running into this place. Ooh, there's a firebomb! Oh, there's enemies. And I'm dead. Approach it slowly, go look around, check for enemies, and you're fine. Pull enemies one after another. However, if you think you're familiar with the area, you've picked everything up, you've explored, there's no shame in just running past and trying to get to the next bonfire, trying to progress. It can be really frustrating trying to kill all the enemies all the time, although you've already been through that area so many times. Another really cool thing you can do is be sneaky. As you can see, this knight should be seeing me, but he doesn't because he's blind. No, because you're slightly pushing your left stick to walk. You'd be amazed how passive some of the enemies are. They don't see you. Different enemies require different techniques to approach them. For example, this dog right here. Yeah, dogs. What I like to do, pull out a shield, let him bonk against it once, and then finish him off. So for this guy, as you can see, he has like fast, stabby, slashy, swingy attacks. That means you probably shouldn't go near him while he's still in his flurry of attacks. But when he finished that, you can kill him. We're gonna look at this guy. He has a very heavy, slow axe. That means every time after he put his axe to the ground, he is open for an attack. Another important thing, know your weapon. You see, with this knife I have here, I can hit this guy 2, 3, maybe even 4 times if I'm lucky. But with an axe or any similar slow weapon, I should probably only hit him once. Otherwise, he's gonna catch me within my next swing. And if you're really cool, you can even roll behind an enemy and backstab. Also, never spam attack. One attack after another, because otherwise, the game kind of saves your animation and you'll find yourself not able to dodge when you should because you're already in the attack animation. Should I use a shield? It's safe and nice to use a shield, but be careful for your stamina usage and your health bar that is slowly gonna get chipped away by each enemy hit you tank with it. I suggest not using the shield for bosses though, only for standard mobs. Because the boss could really just take away your whole stamina with one single hit. You're pretty safe with the shield, but you don't have an opening to punish the enemy. That's why I encourage you to roll. And that's what I'm gonna talk about next. Alright, we're gonna talk about bosses now. Stay away and analyze. Actually, there's 2 things. Analyzing and memorizing. If you analyze the attacks of the boss, maybe even give them names to help your brain. There's attacks that you can punish easily, and there's attacks that you should not punish. Usually, the punishable attacks are the ones where the enemy slams his weapon into the ground, or, most importantly, at the end of a combo, when the boss kind of regains his stamina or tries to reposition. It sounds easy, but you really need to pay attention to the time windows that you can attack the boss in. Whoa, okay, Gundyr transform, what do we do? Yeah, we run away and analyze once more. Know your positioning. As you can see, I'm just running around Gundyr, he doesn't even do anything, although he has pretty good tracking. You see this big fat blob? Terrifying, isn't it? Yeah, but it's also really slow. Which means, if you can see him lash out kind of in front of him, and you are behind him, there's no chance that he's gonna hit you. Obviously, this only comes after a long time of practicing, but you know, you might want to play through the game multiple times. Another cool thing with Vord here, I'm not rolling a single time. I'm just sticking underneath his butt between his legs. And he can't hit me because his weapon is all the way over where his head is, but I'm sticking at his feet. Of course, this is a very specific scenario, but I just want to show you that the weapons actually have really good hitboxes, and that if you're not close to where the weapon is going to hit you, it's not like it has huge hitboxes and you're going to get hit wherever you stand, you know, close to the enemy. No, positioning is key. One last thing about positioning is that the boss's attacks change whether you are close to them or far away. Here, Gundyr performs these long-range kind of gap-closing attacks on me because he wants to get close to me. If I'm close to him though, he's trying to grab, punch, or shoulder slam me instead. Need to pay attention to that. Which direction is the attack coming from? Just don't pay attention to the whole boss itself, rather to his arms and his weapon. You don't need lightning fast reflexes for that, really. Okay, now that you're familiar with the weapon directions, we want to start actually dodging. If you roll with the weapon's line of path, every single frame of the attack can hit you. But if you roll against it, there's only a small time frame in which the weapon actually meets your character. I know it sounds counterintuitive to roll into the weapon direction, but I think you know what I mean. Dodging an attack just doesn't mean timing this roll perfectly with your available invincibility frames. It means repositioning yourself into maybe a blind spot of the boss so that he has to first track you again and has to wait to perform his next attack. In this example, I'm constantly rolling forward and backwards. It works if you know the timing. But can you punish him though? Nope. If you stay in front of him, he will constantly try to do the same thing over again, which is thrust attack you. Instead, you should try rolling behind him so that you have a huge attack window in which he can't do anything. Time your Estus. If you're gonna try to just drink your Estus in the middle of the fight, it's probably not gonna work out. There's two things you can do. Either you run away and drink in safety, or you wait for an attack window. Instead of attacking, you just drink your Estus. Another thing I had to learn the hard way, don't be greedy. You don't even want to know how many times I died with just one single hit left to the boss. I understand you want to get that last hit off, but what you're not supposed to do is smash that button and try to desperately get that hit off. Yeah, don't do that. It sounds hard. But stay calm, pretend like the boss's HP bar is not there, and treat him like you would treat him at the beginning of the battle when you were full HP and when he was full HP as well. Speaking of spam attacking, spam rolling, don't do that. Not only is it bad for your stamina consumption, it's also very bad for your mental. If you get too used to spam rolling instead of analyzing the enemy and trying to really outplay them, you're gonna have a bad time. As you can see, there's no point in spam rolling because I'm out of stamina, I can't attack, and I'm basically just wasting my time. For bosses, it's even worse because they're so hard hitting and you're probably gonna die very quickly. Alright, I'm wrapping this video up for now. At the beginning of my first Souls game, which was Dark Souls 1, it took me 2 hours to complete the damn tutorial. Now I'm even doing challenge runs in the Souls game, and I have to admit, I'm kinda decent at them. The games are meant to be hard, frustrating, and relentless. It's part of their charm. It's not for everybody, I understand that, but you should at least try. Another thing, finding optional content is very tough. The game is so vague and it's gonna be impossible for you to find everything by yourself. So please don't be afraid to look up something on the internet that you're not sure about, or maybe after you've almost finished your playthrough, go look if you have missed any optional stuff. If you don't want to do a second playthrough, otherwise you could always reserve that for your second playthrough. However, if you're too proud to use the internet, to use Google, you can also look out for the player messages on the floor if you're playing online. If you're lucky, they might give you some tips. Alright, that's it for the video then. I'm done. If you have any questions, if something's unclear, please let me know. Please let me know in the comments. Also, you can help me grow my channel even more by liking, subscribing, and commenting. I know, everybody says that, but it really helps. Every single one of you can contribute to my further growth on YouTube and on Twitch. Because I stream on Twitch almost every day, and if I'm not, I'm working on a new YouTube video. Or lay in my bed and watch anime or something on Netflix instead. Okay, my very last words. Be patient. Analyze, take it slowly, don't give up, and most importantly, get good. All right.